Coming up, the Wolfe County Search and Rescue Team ended up having to rescue one of their own after a repelling accident. And we talked with people from one company who are hoping to invest heavily in the future of the mountains through employment training. Plus, a trial run of a free public transportation hazard kicked off this week. We'll have more on what people are saying about it.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. It is 5:30 on Tuesday, July the 9th. I'm Will Puckett. Thank you for tuning in to Mountain News this morning. Well, if you're getting up and getting ready to get after it, be aware it's foggy out. Brandon, let's bring him in this morning to give a better breakdown of what to expect on this Tuesday. And Brandon saying so far it should be pretty nice.
So far, not too bad. For some locations, some still seeing some dense fog, but otherwise not as bad as it has been the last couple of days. Let's take a look at the cameras this morning. Buffalo Mountain here in Perry County first, and daylight approaching, but you can see clear skies there off in the distance. We are looking at the satellite and radar. No big issues this morning with cloud cover or rain. All that's down to our south and to our east. We're looking at temperatures in the mid to upper 60s and low 70s. Jackson at 71 is the warmest spot in the region right now. Jonesville at 66, the coolest spot in our region. That's a couple of degrees cooler like Harlan and Williamsburg, London as well than it was this time yesterday. A couple of spots like Hazard and Jackson, a degree warmer than it was this time yesterday. Wise is 2 degrees warmer. Car wash forecast for you today. We are going to see again that spotty chance for a shower this afternoon and this evening, so just kind of keep that in mind if you want to try to wash the car, and just be aware of that. The rest of the forecast coming up here in just a few minutes. Will?
All righty, Brandon, thank you. Well, the Wolfe County Search and Rescue Team ended up having to rescue one of their own last week after the chief lost control while rappelling down a cliff face. Now, Chief John May is recovering from multiple injuries, but is fortunate to be walking again. Adam Berniston talks with the chief about the recovery process and how the team is handling the accident.
They saved my life, and I'll always be thankful for that.
While conducting a rescue of a lost hiker near Chimney Top Rock last week, Chief John May was rappelling down a 200-foot cliff edge when he encountered an unexpected increase in speed, and then he lost his footing against the side of the cliff 90 feet above the ground. The
rope burned through my hands. I held my hands on the rope, as you can see from my fingers, went through some trees, and then, landed on the bottom of the cliff.
John's team then immediately jumped into action to save him after suffering severe burns on his hand and possibly fracturing his vertebrae. But now in the recovery process, John is staying optimistic about the future.
Get my fingers healed up and get this back situation taken care of, whatever that turns out to be, and just go about my business. Plan to get back at it as soon as possible.
While John continues to heal and return to some normalcy, he tells me that their team is reevaluating the accident, and he also says how they plan to avoid this from possibly happening again in the future.
That after-action report that we put out has now been shared, across the country, and we may get some more information from it. So we wanted people to have the opportunity to share thoughts and comments and understand what we were doing.
And while the search and rescue team is confident their equipment is working properly, John says they will be looking at protocol going forward as they get back out to rescue hikers in the gorge. In Winchester, Adam Berniston, WYMT Mountain News.
Chief May is still going to doctor's appointments for his back, but he is expected to make a full recovery. Well, a Northern Kentucky man is one of 2 Americans who were injured in the annual running of the Bulls in Pamplona, Spain. A 23-year-old man from Florence was gored during yesterday's opening run. He was among nearly a dozen people that were injured, including another American. Among those in the crowd was Carl Buttram. He just finished his 99th bull run.
It's not only 24 hours of fun for 9 days, but there's an element of danger.
Now, more than 1 million people attend the festival, which began in the early 14th century. The run was immortalized in the 1920s by American novelist Ernest Hemingway. Well, nearly 100 people showed up at Big Sandy Community and Technical College in Pikeville on Monday for a career fair. WYMT's Buddy Forbes spoke to a representative from Digital Careers Now, who says this event is one of the many the company has hosted across the region.
Fast-track training and making connections. That is what Digital Careers Now is working to do for the region.
If you have a good trained employee, then you'll hire them and they'll stay here at home. And that's what we want them to do. We want them to be trained in the latest technology and we want them to stay here at home.
Grant funded through the Appalachian Regional Commission, the company helps offset costs for local businesses who are seeking employees.
It takes money to train. Training costs because technology changes every day.
The company focuses on getting workers in 4 different fields.
Any informational technology, IT, advanced manufacturing, medical coding, and cybersecurity.
They work with employers to help find and train employees in those fields.
We'll pay for the training, work with the employer to do the assessments, the job fairs, the recruitment, pay for that training, get them certified if there's a certification that's needed.
This is what they were doing Monday for Pikeville Medical Center.
They will take a pre-assessment that has medical vocabulary on it, some workplace success skills. That helps determine if they were a fit for this type of a particular job.
Giving locals a chance to secure a job in medical coding.
We will select up to 35 to go through the class, and it guarantees them the interview, and they'll hopefully be employees right here in our area.
Without burdening them with the cost of getting started. In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Absher says Digital Careers Now will be hosting more job fairs throughout the region. For more information, just head on over to our website at WYMT.com. Well, equality issues with the STEM field is a problem, but one Central Kentucky group is in Floyd County to help change that. At Allen Central High School, young girls from kindergarten through the 7th grade participated in the Shattered Glass Summit yesterday. The goal is to teach young girls that science, technology, engineering, and math are important as well as fun.
STEM is huge right now for implementation, and we have a need for females. My daughters, myself, are both into the science area. I would have loved for them to have had this, and we want every opportunity we can give kids in Floyd County. We want to expose them to STEM.
The free summit will continue today until 3 in the afternoon. Well, there is a new form of free public transportation for people in Hazard. LKLP Community Action Council is partnering with the City of Hazard and the Perry County Fiscal Court to introduce a free 3-month trial transportation route throughout the city limits. The route started yesterday and will run Monday through Friday starting at 6 a.m. and wrapping up at 6 p.m. Angel Holiday is the first person to use the transportation system and says it is something the community has needed for a while.
It's about time they started to do some things like that to help those that don't have a vehicle and people that have to go quite a far ways to go. And since I lost my car, I've had to walk everywhere I had to go, and my feet can feel it.
A few stops on the transportation route include the Perry County Park, Food City, ARH Hospital, and Walmart. For the full list of stops on the route, you can visit our website at WYMT.com. Well, state police found drugs and $1,400 in counterfeit bills during a traffic stop in Knox County yesterday. It happened in the Flat Lick community. 37-year-old Joshua Mills and 36-year-old Jonathan Bargo were arrested and face a number of charges. In addition to the counterfeit bills, troopers found marijuana, crystal meth, Suboxone pills, digital scales, and a pipe used to smoke meth. Mills and Bargo were taken to the Knox County Detention Center. Well, Paige Hayes' family is upset after finding out that the person accused of murdering their loved one is out of jail. Officials say Alyssa Noble posted bond last Friday. Noble is accused in the drunk driving wreck that killed Hayes back in August of 2017. The family of Hayes says they feel like there is no light at the end of the tunnel.
I don't know what her bond went to, but it was enough that her family was able to come up with the money and get her out. I know she has children at home that she wants to see, but you know, I had a child that I want to see too.
The trial is postponed from July to November. Well, federal authorities are taking over the investigation into the helicopter crash that killed a billionaire coal magnate last week. Chris Klein, along with 6 other people, died when the aircraft went down in the Bahamas on the 4th of July. Officials with the NTSB say the wreckage has been moved to the United States. A preliminary report should be available in the next 2 weeks. The full investigation could take up to 2 years. The law enforcement community in Perry County is remembering one of their own. Former Sheriff Pearl Couch has died. He served as sheriff from 1982 to 1994. Couch was 85 years old. No other information has been released yet, including funeral arrangements. An Atlanta area deputy was shot and killed late Sunday night. 28-year-old Nicholas Dixon served with the Hall County Sheriff's Department for 3 years. Dixon leaves behind a wife and 2 sons. He was chasing suspects in a stolen vehicle, believed to be involved in car break-ins and burglaries over the weekend. The vehicle crashed during the chase and the suspects jumped out and tried to run away. That's when shots were fired at Deputy Dixon. Responding deputies shot back at the suspect, Hector Garcia, who prosecutors are expected to charge with felony murder. Garcia was taken to a hospital in unknown condition. A fallen Tennessee police officer was laid to rest yesterday. Nashville officer John Anderson was killed after a teen crashed into his patrol car. A 17-year-old girl is facing charges for causing the fiery wreck at 3 in the morning last Thursday. Investigators say the teen was trying to get away after a DUI traffic stop. Anderson served more than 4 years on the force. He leaves behind a girlfriend and an 18-month-old son. Yesterday, the Dallas Police Department unveiled the memorial honoring the 5 police officers who were killed in the line of duty 3 years ago. Police say a sniper ambushed Dallas police officers during a protest against police violence on July 7, 2016. 5 police officers died and 7 others were shot. Police Chief Renee Hall spoke at the unveiling.
Although we cannot match their sacrifice, it is our responsibility to match their sense of service and devotion to our duty.
The sculpture will be a permanent addition to the plaza at Jack Evans Police Headquarters. And later, one man learned the importance of locking up your car the hard way when he got an unwanted visitor last week.
Outside of a possible cold front later this week, the rain chances stay relatively low for a change. I'll tell you what will not stay low in about 3 minutes.